How are you? How are you keeping? I trust that you're fine and keeping well. And I'm delighted to be back here. It's been a minute, but now on, I plan to be here every other week, and I want to welcome you back so that we continue to learn together, we continue to better our money skills. And welcome to today's episode. And in today's topic, we are looking on this topic, debt management, or even loan management. And when we talk about debt management, this is money that has been extended to you for utilization, that you meet whatever need you had, and this money is supposed to be repaid back to the lender at a specific date and as per whatever terms that you agreed on at the time of disbursing this loan. Now, I want to ask this question. What do you think? Is loan a good thing or a bad thing? Well, I know an answer to this question could be diverse or different, and it could be specific as per a person's experience. So, and in today's episode, I know there are those who would say that loan is actually a bad thing. And another person will come here and tell us that actually debt, it is free money or free capital that has been extended to you. You utilize and repay back, and you are left with maybe a better business. You have capital after repaying back. Now, this the reason why we have this topic today, so that we do analyze the do's and the don'ts of the loan, or when you think of borrowing a loan, what are the facts or the factors that one is supposed to consider the minute you get the thought that you want to do a loan, or you want to walk this path of a loan. So let me state that anytime you borrow a loan, by the time you're completing to repay this loan or this money, irrespective of the amount, you should be left better than you were when you first borrowed that money. What do I mean? Like, for example, when you go and borrow school fees loan, for example, this means when you go back to the school and you utilize these funds by paying for your tuition fees or whatever fees, by the time you are repaying, it means you've also advanced, like academically or even professionally. So I want to mean, or even you've taken this money to buy a piece of land. By the time you're repaying, you're done repaying the loan, you're already a land owner. So by this I mean, anytime you plan to borrow, by the time you complete paying this loan, you should be left at a better state than you first were before borrowing the money. So, and that's why in today's topic, we are going to look on how to manage debt. Because if debt is left unmanaged, it can take a different turn on one's finances, and one ends up in some pit, some debt trap, that coming out of that trap, it might cost you so much and cost you a lot of time all the same. So, as we are talking about debt management, what are some of the factors, why learn about debt management? There are some 5 factors that I want to put forward as to why it is very key to always learn about debt management. And point number 1, why we need to learn about debt management, it is to avoid the trap of debt. When one borrows, and you use this money in not a so wise way, one may end up in a debt trap. Why do I say so? Because you just take money, maybe without a good purpose, without a good plan, repayment day comes, and like you're not prepared. By the end of day, you have your repayment date is here, but you have no cash. One ends up borrowing A to pay B, remembering that this money, once you borrow, you repay this money back at an interest. So you avoid the trap of debt because you manage your debts well, and you take money knowing I'm taking this money for this purpose, and we focus on achieving the project that we wanted to do and repaying the money as per the terms or as per the agreement. Then the other point as to why we so much want to learn about debt management, it is to avoid over borrowing. And I am confident when I talk about over borrowing, because most are there times when me or you, we walk into a financing institution, and once you're there, maybe, or your circle, your bank, and once you are in front of your loan officer, you ask, how much do I qualify? And that's where the blunder is. Otherwise, it should be, this is the amount of money I need, and with this amount of money that I'm coming for, it is per the project that I want to do. It is per the need that I have, and I have assessed my finances that as per this amount, it will be able to complete my project. And also, you do not under borrow. Like, for example, you come for 100,000 Kenya shillings, but the project that you want to do, it is going to cost you 150,000. That means there will be a deficit, and you will end up borrowing again, remembering considering that you already have another facility that you are servicing. So anytime we walk into our banks, our circle, that place where you always borrow your money, you want to walk in there knowing that this is the amount I want, but rather it is not the amount I qualify for. Because when you're putting in your saving, it's easy because you're saving 1,000 there, 500 there, and you may have accumulated enough amount of savings. And by your savings, you may be qualifying for a higher amount of money, but in real sense, the amount you may be in need of, it's 100,000, but you qualify to borrow 200,000. Remember, once you take the 200,000, you are only going to utilize 150 into your project, and the rest of the 50,000, it is just going to fizzle in the air. You buy me lunch, you buy a nice dress, you get that handbag, you bring home that TV set that you so much wanted to have. So it allows you to avoid over borrowing. Then also another point that allows you to why you need to have this financial or debt management, to be in check of your finances. So the point number 3 is when you are in charge of your debts and finances, you are able to pay your debts when they are due, and you have full control of your finances. That means when your debts are due, when your bills are due, and you are in check, you are in control. You are able to repay, to attend to all these, and be able to think about your other businesses, to plan about the next project. So you are in control, And also the other thing is when you are good in debt management, you have confidence, knowing that after I complete this project, I'm able to handle the next project that I want to do. If I complete this project that is costing 100,000, I can be able to do my next project, which will be costing me 300,000, and by so doing, you even have the confidence, I know you've come across a person who owes somebody and they do not have money. Their confidence levels are at their lowest, like you feel like somebody is coming after you anytime, you might get auctioned anytime, and by all these, you are even not able to think in a straight manner. Your energy is consumed by fear, by panicking. So when you manage your debts well, you have your confidence, you're able to think about your other projects, and you are confident that you are even going to even tackle even a higher loan. The other point why we need to learn about debt management, it's we need a clean history, like the credit history, you know when your credit history is negative, like you borrow from A, you never paid, you borrowed from B, never paid, you borrowed from C, you defaulted, you are painting a particular kind of a picture to your lenders. So they know if you borrowed from A, you never paid, you borrowed from B, they were never paid, you borrowed from D, you paid in a not so good way, like you are defaulter, or even somebody else, like you came and stole somebody's money. That gives it shows the picture of the kind of person you are. Remember, when your credit rating is negative, it's so low, it means there is a likelihood of your bank losing its money when it gives its money to you. So we need to have a good credit history, so that when anytime you walk to your bank or any other bank, they see that this is a credit-worthy person, and you are able to walk in there and walk out with whatever amount of loan you needed. And by so doing, when you have a good credit history, one, you'll be given very favorable terms, like in terms of interest, they will work forward to make sure that they facilitate you so that you also achieve your project. And by so doing, your bank or whatever bank, they know they have an opportunity to do business with you. So we so much need to learn about debt management. So the main purpose for this topic is, what are the factors that one ought to consider anytime they think, or you think you're walking the debt path, and people normally, there are different decisions that one ought to do or to make in the course of this time you're taking your loan. Like, for example, there are those decisions that you need to make before you borrow. There are those decisions we make when we have the money, and even when after you've gotten that money into your account. Now, these are some of the factors that anytime you think of going that way, that you want to ask yourself, even way before walking into your bank, walking into your circle, before you walk into that Shylock, before you walk to your lender, before you even walk into that microfinance. So what are these questions that one ought to ask themselves? Number one, what loan? All these lending shops or all these lending companies, they have diverse kind of products, And as per the type of need of that money you have, they could be having a particular kind of debt that will suit your need, So what kind of loan do you need? For example, if you need to buy a car, walk to your bank and let them know that you want to buy a car, and by so doing, they are able to direct you to the best product that will suit you, that will give you the best terms. Or else you even want to do farming, there are those loan products that are assigned or are given to the farmers, and they are made in relation to the kind of need that you have. For example, those loan products for farmers, they know that you're taking this money to do farming, you plant, and maybe you are going to harvest after maybe 3 months, after 6 months, or after this period of time. And that loan is made in such a way that it is able or possible to accommodate such a customer. Maybe you even want to go for a vacation, they have a product, they know this person, they just want to go and have fun. Maybe they can give you a loan and you pay interest, because you want to go have fun, So what kind of loan? So by so doing or so thinking, you are able to take a product that will suit your need. Number 2, that you want to think about how much. How much do I want? How much is going to cost my project, Like what is that amount that is going to take care of whatever need I have to completion. So by so doing, it means if I need 200,000, I need to go and ask for 200,000 and ensure I meet whatever need I had or whatever project I wanted to achieve in full. So how much? By so doing, you avoid over borrowing or even under borrowing. Like for example, you have a project that amounts to 200,000. If you end up borrowing 150,000, it means your project won't be complete and you have a debt to pay. So how much do I need? The other thing is where, remember, we have all these platforms that are marketing their loan products. And it is in your interest to know where you're going to take this loan that you need from. Remember, just like when you want to buy that item, you want to buy a TV set, you want to buy that nice dress that you wanted, you want to buy that phone. There are very many shops that are offering that item that you want. But for you to get the best value for your money, you have to know the best shop that offers you what you need. So when you need this loan, in this case that we are talking about, there are many platforms that offer such facility. We have the banks, we have the microfinance, we have Shyrox, we have individuals who are banks themselves, they loan people money. So, and according to all this, we have circles, according to all these platforms, the terms vary. So in this case, where we are asking ourselves where you want to get to that specific lender that is going to give you the best terms, and by they give you the best terms, they give you the amount you need, and you are not going to be exploited. That's what I wanted to mean. So where are you going to get this money? Reasons being, if you can walk into your circle, you'll be able to get 200,000 at an interest of maybe 12% per annum, and lender B is offering the same amount of money at 20%. it means there are different costs to same amount of money, but from the different lenders. So you want to consider getting your loan from the best or the appropriate lender that will be able to give you the best terms, or they are flexible to give you whatever amount you need as per the amount you need. The other thing is when do you need this loan? Do I need it in the next 1 week? Do I need this money like today? Do I need this money? And I wonder, why do you need loan now? Anyway, it happens. Maybe an emergency somewhere. Do you need this money in the next 3 months? This will also dictate where you go to get this money, and so it is in your interest to consider the amount of time whoever is going to lend you money, the amount of time they are going to take, the turnaround time. Like for example, this could also depend with the amount of money that you're going to borrow. For example, a person borrowing 20,000 and a person borrowing 20 million, they might not take the same amount of time. So you want to consider the amount of time your organization is going to take before they disburse this loan to you. For example, if you need to use a logbook to secure a loan, it is going to take this amount of time. If you're going to use your title deed, the time frames are different for perfecting these securities. So you want to know way beforehand so that you are able to plan yourself and avoid incurring other costs because the loan took longer, before you get it or before it is disbursed to you. Or even you might expect that money within a week, it takes 2 months. So the loan might be disbursed to you, but the purpose for which you needed this money, it is past time, So you want to consider when you need this money, or even by the time they are going to disburse this money, will you have saved this money, or even you might not be in need of the money. So, and the other point that you want to ask yourself, why do I need this money? What is the purpose for this loan that I'm taking? Am I taking this loan to do farming? Am I taking this loan to buy an asset, to put up a building? You need to know why. Even when you're coming to the person lending you money, they always ask you, what is the purpose for this loan? Because I'm also interested, or the person giving you this money, they are interested to know where you're going to invest this money, where you're going to put this money, so that I do not end up giving you this money, and by the end of day, the money might not be repaid back. So you have to come with a purpose also that shows the lender that you are going to repay back the money. Now, the other thing that you want to consider way before taking this loan, you want to consider the cost of the loan. So before you sign that loan form, before you sign that offer letter, it's in your interest to know the cost of this loan. How much interest will I pay by the end of my term? What is the processing fee? What are the hidden charges? If you're taking a loan that you use an asset, there are other charges like the lawyer fees, the amount you use to perfect that security. You want to know all these costs, and this should be available to you before you get this loan. And at times when we are not aware, we might end up not getting this information, but when we are repaying this loan, you feel like the loan is very expensive, but in this sense, you are the person who never sought for this information way before you got yourself into this debt. So also you want to know how long am I going to repay this loan. By so asking, you are able to plan yourself as per your earnings. This I mean, like for example, you borrow a loan of 50,000 repayable within a period of 1 month, where in real sense your salary or your earnings, your total earnings amounts to 30,000. So it means there will be trouble ahead, So you need to know all these factors way before you get this loan. So this is the number one, or the part one section on debt and debt management. And I want to welcome you in the next episode, so that we get to learn the do's and the don'ts of a loan, and it's still part of the loan management. So thank you so much for being here. And if you're here up to this minute, it means you're getting this information is insightful, this information is educational to you, and I appreciate this far. So see you in the next episode, and may the good Lord bless you. Thank you.